Hi, my name is Roxanne and I'm the training manager here at STP. Today we are going to look at the basics of the STP content in a PDF format. To gain access to the content, go to the STP login site and log in. This will open your home publication page as shown here. Looking today at the Environmental Auditing Federal Compliance Guide, begin by clicking on the red PDF icon to the right-hand side. If you're wanting to gain access to the state differences, use the drop-down menu to the right, choose your state, and click on that. The publication should always open with the title page on the right-hand side and your bookmarks down the left-hand side. Your release notes are published 4 times a year or quarterly. You will find different sections to the release notes. Your title will be found at the top. The release number and date will be found at the top. The first section will be the new and noteworthy. This section will tell you or give you the changes that have occurred since the last quarterly update. Please note that anything highlighted in blue is a live link. The second section you will find is the highlights of this release. This section is more specific and will tell you what the changes are and where the changes have been made. The last section you will find is the Did You Know? This will give you general nice-to-know information. The next bookmark is the Specialty Technical Publishers Company Profile. It will give you more information about Specialty Technical Publishers. It will give you the copyright information, and it will give you more information on Specialty Technical Consultants. The next bookmark will give you the license agreement. Check CFRs. This is a direct link to the government website. If you are wanting to reference any regulations, you may do so here. Customizable score sheets. I will come back to this as it doesn't quite fall into place yet. So I will skip the customizable score sheets and go into the introduction. This explains to you how each of the modules are formatted. There are 4 parts to each module. Part 1, the introduction. Part 2, the pre-audit preparation. Part 3, the rule book. And Part 4, the score sheet. For an actual example, I will go into one of the following modules. In opening up hazardous waste as an example, again, Part 1 is the introduction. In each of the introductions, you will find the applicability of this module that will help you determine what you do and do not need to comply with. Your regulatory summary will outline the regulations that are being dealt with within this specific module. Your key compliance definitions. And reference tables. Part 2 is the pre-audit preparation. In this section, you will always find items to gather in advance, items to have facility personnel prepare or gather in advance, and the last section found is the acronyms and abbreviations of this specific module. In opening up Part A-1, we will find Part 3, the rulebook, and Part 4, the score sheet. In the rule book, you will always find your statement followed by a guide note. In going into the score sheet, part 4, you'll find in the overall number 1 the exact same statement, no guide note. If you do want access to the guide note, you will simply click on the blue number live linked to the guide notes on the left-hand side. Here in the score sheet as well, you will find the not applicable, complies, and does not comply. Within the module, the score sheet is, of course, in a PDF format. Therefore, you're unable to alter the score sheet in any way. This is now where the customizable score sheets come in handy. Clicking on the bookmark Customizable Score Sheets, I will see all of the modules listed. I will go into my hazardous waste. Click on the blue live link to the left-hand side in Part A-1, which I was working within. And I will now open the file, enable editing if needed, and the score sheet will now open in a Word format and can be customized to suit your specific needs or requirements. For example, you can add in a date and site, if you want to remove any of the good management practice statements, you can do so. If you'd like to add any comments or findings, or another example, as you work through the statements and reach compliance, you can check those off. It is now a working document that can be saved onto your computer system. That concludes the basics of the STP content in a PDF format. For further assistance, I can be reached at 1-800-933-3352. Thank you for joining me.